Look at all our peeps. Look at all our peeps. Oh my God. You love this series already? So do I. So do I. Happy Witchy Wednesday, boys and girls. You know what? I don't even have my bracelets on for y'all. That's not cool, KAISI. If we have never met, I am Reverend Valerie Love, Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny, your Christian witch, and the author of now 17 or 18 books on practical spirituality, and I'm writing a couple of more right now. How you loving? Because that's all the universe really wants to know from you, boo, is how you loving. I feel like Glenda today. Hey, Ujo Wajak. How you loving? How you loving? How you loving? Z-Bell. Oh, stunning sovereign seductress. Woo! I receive that in all happiness and joy. Stunning sovereign seductress. Oh my God. Let me write that down. So delicious. Oh my God, that's so delicious. So I'm coming to you from my magic space, my magic room here in my home. Today, you are on. Oh, you get to fly. Come on, Central A. Come on, Ujo Wajat. Oh, you love the Witchy Wednesday. Look, thank you, Regina. You know how we do around here. You know how we do. Come on. Hey, Claire. How you loving? How you loving? Claire Taylor, you have my birth name. Yeah, I was born a Taylor. Very interesting what you're born as and what you evolved to. Since I received my birth name, I've received many birth names over the years. Every time, oh, those earrings, everything. Let me give you a close up. Everything, everything. Oh my God. Stop it. Queen V, how you loving? Oh my God, how you loving? How's everyone today? So, let's talk about what we're doing here. Every day when I'm in town and when it is not a weekend, we are on the 78-day Tarot and Your Money Challenge. Drum roll, please. By the time you finish this challenge, woo, this is your first Witchy Wednesday. And we can't make this up because we have the magician for Witchy Wednesday. So today we go deep dive into the magician. So, how does the challenge work? Listen very carefully. Grab your wealth grimoire. Your wealth grimoire is a magic book where you're going to write all your magic deliciousness. I have a purple pen. Let me tell you something. It's just me, or is the video stalled? Good question, New Moon Rising. Is the video still going? Let me know. Your wealth grimoire, your purple pen. Okay? If you ever get anything wonky on Facebook, just close it and come back in. Okay? Next, we have, hey James, how you loving? Next, we are working with 5 tarot decks in this challenge. Why? Because I love for us to have multiple perspectives. Oh, I'm so happy you're liking this series. Oh my God. It's good over there. Good, Kelly. We'll keep rolling. I'm so happy you're loving this series. Yes. Because I've been wanting to do this challenge on the channel for a very long time. So here live, all our family members that are here live with us, welcome. I love you. You are so loved. You are so appreciated. All of our channel members, you are so loved. You are so appreciated. All of those watching on the recorded line, watching the replay, it's happening for you right now, so you're with us right now. There's no other moment than the right now, so whenever you're watching it, it's now for you. And we're here now, together, you and I. Let's do it. Why are we working with 5 different tarot decks? To confuse? No. To enlighten. To master the book known as tarot. This is a book. Today we read a leaf from the pages of this book. Today the leaf that we read from the pages of this book is the Magician. Okay? Now, This is one iteration of the book of tarot known as Rider-Waite-Smith. Rider-Waite-Smith, and I have the giant Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. You can pick it up at Amazon. I love this because this helps me with teaching when it's giant. I use these in the mystery school as well. We dive so much. Aren't they huge? We dive so much into tarot, and tarot is correlated and integrated with everything we do in the mystery school. So at the mystery school, the next one, which is happening in Sedona, Arizona, December, at the mystery school, you go to ValerieLove.com, go to ChristianWitches.com, and write the dates down so that as soon as the registration opens, which it will in the next few days, you can be in the next class of the mystery school. Now, we use tarot in the mystery school because there are many occult arts and sciences. Let's talk about them. Kabbalah, tarot, numerology, astrology. I like to add demonology, angelology. Of course, we have crystals and crystal medicine. We have many, many, many arts and sciences, divination, all of these things in the occult lineage, the occultosphere. I'm going to call it the occultosphere. I think I just made up a new name, but hey, we do have poetic license around here. You can make up whatever you want to make up. So that's the verse that we're working with. It's called Rider-Waite-Smith. And why do we call it Rider-Waite-Smith? Well, I add the Smith to bring honor to the one who is the illustrator, a Black woman, Pamela Coleman Smith, a Black woman who was the illustrator at the behest of Edward E. Waite. And here is Edward E. Waite's book. I have it right here. Here it is. Edward Waite, The Pictorial Key to the Tarot by author Edward Waite. So Edward Waite was the one who commissioned Pamela Coleman Smith. Hey, from New Mexico. How you loving? How you loving? Ah! Evelyn, what did you say about the chat? Let me see what Evelyn said about the chat. Evelyn, greetings. I can see the chat, but not the video. Just as, wow, that's interesting. Refresh, maybe come out. You also have that book. Beautiful. Get this book. This is really an incredible book. So he commissioned this beautiful Black woman who is also an occultist, metaphysician. He commissioned her to do the art. She's an artist and a poet. He commissioned her to do the art for the entire Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And because we have Mr. Waite, Pamela Coleman, and Rider was the publisher. Okay, so you have, that's why it's called Rider-Waite-Smith. A lot of people over the years have called it Rider-Waite. I call it Rider-Waite-Smith because after all, we got to give honor to the sister who did all the drawings, who actually gave us the pictorial version of it. Like, I give honor to Waite because he was the one who, he was the occultist who ideated it, and she was the birth mother, right? You have masculine, you have feminine. You can't birth anything without the feminine. Just giving you a little taste of universal law from the Kabbalion. All is gender, masculine and feminine in everything. We're not talking about penises and vaginas here. Please get me clear. Masculine and feminine has nothing to do with a penis and a vagina. We made all that shit up. Masculine and feminine are energies, energy currents, yin and yang, that come together to create. Okay? Hey, love. How you loving? Mwah. I love you. I do not remember the name of the hat I'm wearing today, but I do love that it has a sheer brim and a bow. Now, this bow is supposed to go in the back. As you can see, the seam is in the back. Like my mama taught me, she was a wonderful seamstress, and the law of seamstresses was that the seam always goes in the back. I, however, love breaking laws and conventions. I don't know if you noticed that. But anyway, the seam is not in the back. It's right here because I love this bow. So I'm going to go with it right where it is. Now, what is the next deck we're using in this challenge? Because we're using 5 decks. The next deck that we're using is Gilded. Actually, I love Gilded Tarot. Oh my God. Is the back beautiful or what? Look at this. This is Gilded Tarot. And so we have the Magician from the Gilded Tarot, and here is the Magician from Gilded. So isn't that mysterious? Isn't that fabulous? Do you love? Do you love? So we're going to go deep into the symbology of all of this today. The next deck we're using is the Tarot Spellcaster deck. Oh my God, I love the Spellcaster deck. Oh, careful head. I love the Spellcaster. Tarot Spellcasters Tarot. Here's the back, because the back of the cards are just as magnificent as the front. It has the 4 elements, as you can see. The 4 elements as they are represented in this deck. Now, let's get the Magician from Spellcasters. Boom. Do you love? Look at that. He has a Shazam over his head. Do you love how they did that? The Magician. Give me some love. Oh my God, isn't that phenomenal? Look closer, because we want you to see all the symbology. He still has the Ouroboros, the serpent, and the Ouroboros serpent belt. The serpent eating its tail, representing of forever, infinity, a continuous loop, unbroken. This is the whole universe, all is one. Next, we have the Feng Shui Tarot. Happy Witchy Wednesday, family. Happy Witchy Wednesday. I'll be in Miami in a few weeks. You're coming to Miami. Let's see you. I will be in Miami in a few weeks, and I love your tattoos. I know you just don't go anywhere. Is there a place I suggest in Miami? Excellent question, because I never got a tat in Miami. Never, never, never. I've gotten my tats all in the DMV, DC area, and my next tat is going to be in Bali when I go in October. My tats are very, very, very... Actually, I did get this tat in Peru with the Wiz. He has the same tat on his leg. And this tat also in the DMV. Also this tat in the DMV, my Sankofa in the DMV, the 2 feet, a master. When I say the DMV, I mean DC, Maryland, Virginia. And in Maryland, it was a master in Baltimore. I mean master. I only let masters tattoo me, because you're going to have this thing forever. And a master did my butterfly. You're going to have this thing forever. So yeah, I don't let anybody just take a needle to me. So I have no recommendations in Miami. I apologize. Not that there are not the most amazing tattoo artists here. It just hasn't been part of my unfoldment. My unfoldment with tattoos is very spirit-led, and the next one is going to be in Bali next month when we go for the Your Book in 5 Days Bali retreat. Please go register now before so that you can be in this group with us. This group is incredible that's going to Bali. I mean, incredible. We'll be on Sonora Beach this time in Bali. Go to ValerieLove.com, look up the whole Bali retreat. So the next time I go, and the tattoo artist, if I tell you about this tattoo artist in Bali, I mean, sacred symbols, it will just make your soul soar all the way straight to heaven. Okay. Sorry to get off on the tattoo rant. Let's go with Feng Shui Tarot. So here's the back of the card. I love backs of cards as well. And here is the Magician in the Feng Shui Tarot. Wow. Wow. Now there's something, it has the I Ching on here. Now there's something I'm going to make very clear about the Magician and the Magician creating with all 4 elements. There's something that we're going to show you with regard to that. And lastly, Morgan Greer, which is the daily tarot deck that I'm working with right now, just so I can learn Morgan Greer better. I learned on Rider-Waite Smith. If you're learning, thank you, Witchy woman. You love the hat. Child, this hat is so tall you can't even get the whole thing in the screen. I gotta go like that. Okay, now you can see the whole hat. Okay. I had it stuffed because, child, this thing is like to the heavens. I love it. It's like a conduit. It's like a cone. You know, like what they put in a seance in Salem. You go to a seance in Salem with some mediums. They have a cone on the altar in the center. That was my first seance in Salem. It had a cone on the table. Now, let's pull out the Magician in the Morgan Greer deck. I apologize that I did not pull out the Magician in the beginning before this from the Morgan Greer. I did pull out the Magician from the other decks, but this is my daily working deck right now. I change. Sometimes it's spellcasters. I tend to work with decks. Here's the Magician. I tend to work with decks that somewhat mimic. How many tarot decks do you own, May? I cannot tell you the answer to that question because I'm going to tell you what's magical about my journey with tarot. And then we're going to breathe and pray and go in on the Magician. Wow, this is a long introduction. Here is what has happened with my tarot journey. I have had, you own 3, yay! I have had and have so many countless tarot decks. And I know that tarot is now using me and has been using me for years as a conduit to get decks to people that are supposed to have them. I have gone through so many decks and all of a sudden the deck just, shoo, it goes to someone. We'll be at a retreat and it just be like, yeah, we're working with this deck and then shoo. That has happened so many times. I promise you, if you set an intention, I want to receive a deck from KAISI, and you hang around with us at a retreat, one day it's just going to go, shoo. I cannot. Osho Zen. I bought Osho Zen Tarot deck, which, by the way, outside of Rider-Waite-Smith, is my favorite all-time tarot decks. And it is not a traditional tarot deck. Osho Zen, because I love Osho as a teacher, and everything Osho stood for and stands for in higher realms now. I love Osho, and if you want to have a good laugh, just watch some of the Osho videos right here on YouTube. When I want a good laugh, Osho, you ask Osho something, he'll sit there for like 5 minutes first before he answers the question, and then he'll say, well, you see, and then he'll say something, and it would be so mind-blowing and so funny at the same time, and he never cracked a smile. Like, Osho, man, I love Osho, okay? Absolute master, absolute ahead of his time, and I do love that he had like 90-something Bentleys or Mercedes-Benz or whatever it was. I think it was Bentleys, and people were so mad. And when he told the story of how he got all these 96 Bentleys, it was quite funny because people were talking about him like they do, not knowing what the hell they're talking about, right? And his back, he said he had something going on with his back, and he found that the only car that he could sit in was just like this Bentley, and it was just like perfect, like, oh my God. I think it was a Bentley. It was some level car like that, right? If it wasn't exactly a Bentley. And so he found that car, he just felt so good in that car. Well, of course, Osho, who wouldn't feel good in a Bentley, right? So he was just like, oh yeah, I love this Bentley. And so it wasn't that he bought 90-something Bentleys. It was that his people that he was teaching were having such amazing experiences in their lives, and many of them were wealthy. They bought Bentleys and they would come and drive him. And there was like 90-something people that did that. It was incredible. The story was something like that. That they would bring these Bentleys to him. And he could drive it, or they would drive him around or whatever. And he had access to this is a master that you have access to a Bentley every day, and you never even bought a Bentley, and you just said it, and you just decided that, oh yeah, this feels very good. But you thinking that you have to have cash, and thinking that you have to go and have great credit, and thinking that you have to work hard, you don't even think that you could just manifest something like that, and then it come to pass. Now, did it come to pass because he just sat around telling people, I want a Bentley, I want a Bentley? No. He was serving people in his very high level of service. He was providing value. He was sharing his gifts. And the universe reciprocated. The universe is always reciprocating at your level of giving. Always. Don't be mad at him because he had 90-something Bentleys. Start working on your own Bentleys. I never understand people. Why are people mad at him because he had 90-something Bentleys? He's the one riding around in Bentley. Do you think he's thinking about the people that are mad at him? Do you think he even knows about the people that are mad at him? But there are people resenting people because somebody has something. Why resent somebody because they have something? Go get it. Make it. Create it. Let's pray. Y'all done got a witch worked up already on Witchy Wednesday, and it ain't even time to go in yet. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Deep breath. Release with an ah. Prepare your spirit to receive. Deep breath. Release with an ah. Drop your shoulders. Deep breath. Release with an ah. Holy Spirit, great Spirit, blessed and divine Mother, Father, God, the one, the source, the life, in all, through all, as all, for all. Holy, Holy Spirit within each being. Open the portals of our consciousness. Open the gates so that we can receive what the magician is giving us today, so that we can take on the energy of the magician today, so that we may walk about as magicians in our own lives, so that we know that the magician is within us. It's an archetype available to every being. Holy Spirit, help us to know, to see, to understand that when we become the magicians of our own lives, we create our reality from all of the elements. Holy Spirit, help us to realize that there is infinite power within, and that we simply have to tap in, tune in, and align with this infinite power to create infinite blessedness and goodness on the planet and beyond. Hallelujah. Amen. Ashe. So mote it be. And now bring to mind that thing you desire most in your financial affairs. Make it simple. The one thing you desire most in your financial affairs. Is it financial security? Is it higher income? Is it more clients, more customers? Is it greater influence and reach on the planet so that you affect many more people and the abundance naturally arises of this? Is it a certain dollar amount? Get that one thing in mind right now. Now, here is the magic key. The magician. Equate this one thing you desire to an inner feeling. What is the feeling associated with this one thing? Is it success? Is it accomplishment? Is it fulfillment? Is it love? Is it peace? Is it joy? What is the corresponding feeling you desire to get from this thing? So if it was a brand new Bentley, sit in the Bentley now. What's the feeling you have in the Bentley? What's the feeling? Feel it, feel it, feel it. What's the feeling? What's the feeling? What's the inner experience? Go inside. What is it? Now, Here's the Magician. Feel it now. Is it accomplishment? Feel accomplishment now. Is it success? Feel success now. Is it power? Feel powerful now. Is it peace? Feel peace now. Is it joy? Feel joy now. Is it creativity, spontaneity, inspiration? Feel it now. Is it aliveness? Is it vibrancy, energy, youthfulness? Feel it now. Feel it now. Now here's the great secret of manifestation, a great secret of manifestation. You are only ever after a feeling. You are not after a new car. You are not after no more money. You are not after a wonderful, 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 huge business. You are not after huge amounts of clients and clients and customers. You are not after a big, huge retreat center. You are not after these wonderful cars. Oh, I see your beautiful manifestations. You're not after all these homes. You're not after all of these things that you have, these yachts, these jets, these beautiful things I'm seeing, this beautiful food, the vegan restaurants, all of this. You're not after that. You're not after anything in the third dimension. You're not after anything your five fingers, your five senses can absolutely ascertain. You're not after that. These things are passing. You're after a feeling. What's the feeling? You are only ever going for a feeling. What is the feeling? You're not going for a job. You're not going for more money. You're not going for a bigger bank account. What is the feeling you're going to have when it's associated with these? Oh, mastery. I'm a fucking master. Mastery. I mastered all of this. I mastered the third dimension. Mastery. What's the feeling? Feel the feelings now. And by law of correspondence, the universe will match your feeling, your inner experience with the appropriate, worthy outer expressions. And I promise you they will be better than anything that you can think of yourself. Partner with the universe right now. Breathe. As you're feeling these feelings, now that you have tapped into this feeling, carry it around all day. This is Witchy Wednesday. This is a day of magic. This is the Magician. Magicalize yourself. Breathe. Feel the feeling now. Breathe. Feel the feeling now. I feel it. Breathe. Feel the feeling now. Yeah, baby. You only have the now. But you're going to feel the feeling in 5 years when you get the thing you're striving for? Drop your striving and start feeling. Start feeling it now. Be 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 it now. Amen. And when you're ready, look down first. Slowly open your eyes. Slowly, slowly, slowly. So loving with yourself. So loving with yourself. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. That we have the secrets of the universe. Give thanks. Give thanks. Now we examine and deep dive the symbology of the Magician. And as you know, I ask for one word to embody each card. One simple word. One word, Spirit. Could you give me one word? And here is the one word for the Magician. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? The one word for the Magician. Are we ready? Are we ready, family? Are we ready? Ready? Ready, ready? Gaia, yes! Are we ready? Ready, 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 ready. Here is the one word for the magician. Power. Put it in the chat. Power. Boom. Power. Put it in the chat. Power. Put it in the chat. Power. Come on, baby. Power. Come on, Ujo Wajet. Power. Come on, Sweet Brain Shop. Power. Come on, Ethereal Gaia Ethereal. Power. Come on, Rainy Z Blues. Power. Power. Look at that. Look at that. Power. 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 Let's deep dive. What are we talking about? Are we talking about an egomaniac going crazy with power? Because people say power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts. We were taught that by an egotistical world. Where is the magician's power coming from? Heaven. He has a wand, a baton pointed to heaven. His finger is pointed to earth. He is a channel, a conduit for divine power and knows it. His face is pure will. Will is the driving force of magic, power. He has over his head a lemniscate. Come on, Rainy Z Blues. Woo! Come on. Come on. A billionfold return to you and all our super chatters. Come on, we got that paper up in here. I'm tired of broke light workers. It's time to see some wealthy light workers up in here. Thank you, Rainy Z Blues. Blue. Now, he has a lemniscate over his head. What is the lemniscate? It is an 8, also known as an infinity. And let's look at the only 3 places in the entire tarot deck where the incredible Pamela Coleman Smith placed a lemniscate. The lemniscate, infinity, forever, a lemniscate. Woo, come on. Witchy woman said, I gotta go back to class, I'm gonna get in trouble. Don't get in trouble. You can watch us later. Go, go, go. Love you, Witchy woman. Let's go and get the lemniscate. You will see the lemniscate over the strength card. You will see the lemniscate in the 2 of Pentacles card. Let's pull them out right now because they are connected and because we love the book of tarot so much and we're learning so much and we're writing so much in our books. Let's make a note of the lemniscate, baby. Here is the lemniscate in the minor arcana. We have the 2 of Pentacles, meaning your money is woo, 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 up and down, yet there's a harmony in it, right? You ever feel like your money is up and down, woo, 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 what in the world is going on? It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. Yet there is a harmony, because as you can see, the 2 of Pentacles, he's dancing. So you're dancing with the flow. And this teaches you to go with the flow and not be so stuck in money up or money down, and never let money up or money down take your emotional state up or down. Never. Let's find the other. Wow, they were together, almost together. Only 1 card in between them. Tarot is so magical. Here we have another major arcana card. We'll talk about major arcana in a moment. Here is the lemniscate once again. Over a head. Ujo Wajet, yours put together too. I tell you, so magical. Over a head. Now, the lemniscate, also in yellow. Do you love that? The strength card and the magician card are very closely correlated, but we will talk about strength on another day and the 2 of Pentacles on another day and what they're saying about your money. We are simply going into, the lemniscate, Lemniscate. Someone put it in the chat, please. Lemniscate. It is another way of saying 8. It is another way of saying the infinity symbol. So a lot of people call it an infinity symbol in a culture. It's called a lemniscate. Okay. Now, Also, liminal, which is connected to lemniscate. The liminal world is the supernatural world, okay? Where 99% of you is and 1% of you is in the spiritual, okay? Valerie, I must say in the 7 years that I've been watching your videos, you have taught me so much. Oh my God, especially be smarter with my money and how to be wealthy. Yes, me, yes, watching for 7 years. Come on, baby. Oh, you made my freaking day. You made my freaking day. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, let's continue with the, yes, lemniscate. There you go. Let's continue with the magician. There's so much symbology on the card, so let's take our time and go into it. He has an Ouroboros. What is an Ouroboros? Ouroboros, I believe it's spelled. Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail. Another occult symbol of infinity, forever unfolding, never ending. There's no break, there's no cut, there's no end, there's no beginning. This is infinity. This is the energy of the magician. Ouroboros. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for the correct spelling, which chat. Now, Ouroboros, going all the way back to ancient Egypt, powerful symbol. Serpents and snakes figure very prominently in every culture. In the Christian culture, of course, we have the serpent in the Garden of Eden. In the Egyptian culture, we had the serpent over and over again, signaling higher wisdom, higher awareness, also signaling healing. We have the serpent on the, I'm going on my shirt, but it's actually here. It's not here on the doctor. Where does it appear on a doctor? The caduceus. The caduceus also from ancient, probably more Rome, Greco-Egyptian or Rome. The caduceus, which is the serpents twining around the staff. And you see that on the doctor. It is a representative of the Hippocratic oath, do no harm, healing. There was the serpent in the serpent symbology. You see this serpent symbology over and over and over again. Healing, higher knowledge, higher wisdom. It is said that at one point the serpent walked around on legs. After it was cursed in the garden, then it went on its belly. It actually changed forms. It was a bigger being, and it changed to being this slithering thing that's on the ground, but that was not its original creation. You also see serpent in the wilderness. So let's go to the Jewish tradition. In the Jewish tradition, we have Moses, and this is the one of the first incredible Kabbalists. Of course, Abraham and Moses' long line of Kabbalah, yes? And they were practicing magic. You know, that's what Kabbalah is. It's a cult, it's magic. Well, it's supernatural. It's higher, it's a technology for the soul, as we say. In the wilderness, we had the outbreak of serpents as a quote-unquote punishment from the old God, right? Hey, Kathy, how you love it? From the old Yahweh God, who in Christian mythology is this angry, killing everybody kind of being. That's not God as far as I know God. That is a depiction of God in the first part of the Bible. Some people call it the Old Testament. And that Old Testament was written in Hebrew and Aramaic, the language of Christ, right? So this old God sent plagues and just generally terrorized people. Generally. Obey me or I shall smite thee with pestilence and disease. Oh, it was just all this smoting and spiting and fire from heaven. It was just a mess. I'm glad I wasn't alive back then, because I'm sure I would have gotten smoking for something. So anyway, so here we have an incident in the wilderness where serpents came among the people and were biting them, right? Some punishment. We know that true God does not believe in punishment, only correction. And the God of that time told, I won't even say the God of that time because there's no God of time. The God that they are referring to, I'll just put it like that, in that portion of the Bible. Please don't think that's the be all end all God. This is the God that they are referring to when you read what they wrote. Don't take it any further than that. You have to experience God for yourself. Now, please don't take cues from other people. Now, this God told Moses to construct a serpent, a statue. Listen carefully. A statue. Now, this is after they have left Egypt. Where would they have seen a serpent? All over Egypt. It's all over the hieroglyphics. They're all, every fifth or 10th one is a serpent. To construct a serpent in the wilderness, as the story goes, and all the people, look at the magic in the Bible now. All the people, all they had to do, bit by a snake, poisoned, about to die, all they had to do was look at the serpent and they would miraculously be healed. I believe, okay, higher realms, the pestilence that was sent to them may not have been a snake bite. The solution, read the story and I'll correct it appropriately because I'm going to read this story again. Whatever the pestilence that was plaguing the people, the bottom line of it is this. Whatever was plaguing the people, right, Ujo Wajat? All they had to do, wherever they were, was to look at the serpent and they would instantaneously be healed. This is a metaphysical story. Remember, for me, for occultists, for magicians, witches, the Bible is not literal. The Bible is symbolic, allegorical, astrological, numerological, metaphysical. What does it mean? That's what you have to ask yourself, right? Ujo Wajat, what does all this mean? Don't just read it and think, oh, this stuff is literal. No, it could just confuse you. Now, let's go further with so we talked about channeling the energy to the earth. We talked about the Ouroboros. We talked about the lemniscate. We also now give attention to the 4 elements. In the book of Tarot, and everywhere in Western occult knowledge, arts and sciences, there are 5 elements. Now, these 5 elements, let's see if I can find a pentacle around here somewhere. I got tons of pentacles. I don't see one right here, right now. We know that the pentacle, the 5-pointed star pointing upward, well, actually, there's one in the tarot. It's above the devil's head. So let me just pull out the devil, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. The 5-pointed star. What does the 5-pointed star mean? The 5-pointed star means the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. Okay, here's a pentacle right here. Thank you. I didn't have to go to the devil, just go to the suit of pentacles. One of my favorite cards. Anyway, I pulled this card the other day. Here's a pentacle. The 5-pointed star with the point up. The symbol means something different if the point is down. Do you see that? This is what you see on the devil's head. The point down. The point up, the symbol of the witch. The seal of Solomon. That's how we got this. We got this from God. How did the pentacle come from God? Well, everything came from God. God is source. There's nowhere else for things to come from. There's no other field of raw materials other than source. Everything comes from source. So the pentacle came from source. Now, how did we get it? Because Solomon, we study this in the mystery school as well, Solomon became a magician and one who could summon spirits and entities and command them to do his will with the seal of Solomon, given to him by God, because there was a problem. There was a young boy who was being terrorized. You can read it in the Testament of Solomon. But because they didn't want you to have this in church, they didn't tell you about this part in church because they're like, oh, the babies can't handle that part. No, take that part out. No, we can't have the masses getting hold of all this powerful information. Take all that out. So they took out all Book of Enoch, all these books, all the Daniel, Bell and the Snake, Daniel and Susanna. They took out all these books, the Maccabees, all these books that they're like, oh my God. if the people got a hold of this, they wouldn't listen to us, and we need to have control over them. So let's just take all this stuff out. Hopefully they'll never find it, because we're going to burn it all, right? So then they went through burning all these things, but they didn't count on the priests and the occultists and the magic practicing high priests and high priestesses taking the scrolls, stuffing in them to earthen jars, and burying them way deep in the earth because the nuts were loose, burning everything. I mean, we always have nuts on the planet that are unenlightened beings that just don't know and that seek to control humanity. So anyway, the elements pictured on the 5-pointed star. But Reverend Valerie said there's 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. The 5th element is ether, spirit, source. It is the same element that is spoken of in Genesis. I'm a Christian witch. That is spoken of in Genesis, that says God formed the man and then he breathed into him the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. See, first, there was just a pile of minerals: dirt, water, earth, water. And of course, there was earth, water, air, and fire were about to come into the mix. And then ether, the 5th element. Now, in the West, those are the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water. Ether, the 5th element. Ether, you can't see, right? So the magician is working with ether, and he has the 4 elements here represented as wands, fire; swords, air; cups, water; pentacles, earth. Wands, your spiritual self; swords, your mental self; cups, your emotional self; pentacles, your physical self. Very simple. Now, let's go to the East. Because in the East, Eastern magicians, China, land of the rising sun, they do not have the same exact elements. They have water, actually feng shui. Feng shui. Feng shui actually stands for wind and water. That's what feng shui stands for. Okay, feng shui, wind and water. In the East, they have wood, metal, water, fire, air, wind. Did I say that? They have wood, metal, water, wind, earth. No. Wood. I'm going to get it for you. Wood, metal, fire, wind, and wind. Okay, I'll get it for you. The 5 elements. If someone would look up the 5 elements in Eastern astrology, feng shui in the East, put them in the chat for us, please. Wood, water, wind, metal, fire. I believe those are the 5. Please put them in the chat for us. Just look them up and put them in the chat for us. Now, so the fire, water, wind, wood, metal. Thank you, Be Right Nature. Thank you. There we have it. Okay? Now, so you see that they are slightly different from the West. None is right or wrong. Study, study, study so that you can understand where to place all of these in your consciousness, and you'll never be confused. If you study, 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 and you're confused, it's because you are trying to read books and go beyond where higher self has you. That's what confuses you. Google. Fucking Google confuses you. You would never be confused if you didn't have fucking Google. Okay? Google is lovely. Google is wonderful. But the problem is that you run to Google before you run to God. That's a tweetable. You run to Google before you run to God. Like, God, what does this mean? And being led by your higher self. Higher self, right, is in, come on, right? Higher self. Thank you, Sharon. Wind, fire, wood, metal, water. That's it. Google. Google is your mammy. Oh, hello. Why do people run to Google and take Google for gospel? Like there's nothing wrong on the internet. Like everything you ever read on the internet is true. Like the internet is the gospel. Why? Right? Yeah. No. And right, and Google is giving you a skewed return result anyway. Higher self doesn't work like Google. Google works on the matrix. Higher self is above the matrix. Higher self is in charge of your spiritual development and your spiritual unfoldment. Higher self, right, is going to tell you what book to pick up, what deck to pick up, and when. It's going to fall off the shelf. It's going to come to you. Somebody's going to say something. It's going to you're going to walk in somebody's house and it was there. You're going to see it over and over again. You're going to get a feather on your shoulder. You're going to get a feather in front of you. You're going to see a penny. Come on, higher self got your whole spiritual walk outlined, but we want to run and go to Google. Chill. Can you even say that you understand everything that you know right now? No. Become a master at what you know right now. Stop reading books for completion and start reading books for mastery. Please put it in the chat. My coach told me that. I was like, dang, step on my toes. I'm happy because I be reading books for completion. Okay, read that. Okay, read that. Because that's the type A personality of, doing shit. Doing instead of being. How many times would you have to read a book before you master the book? And how much would you be walking around with the book and sinking into the book? You could take one whole year on The Magician, right? Stop reading books for completion and read them for mastery. Yes. How would you read a book if you were reading it for mastery? You wouldn't be racing through it. You would become, right? You Ujo watch it. Become a master of what you know right now. All of it seeking something. See, that's the ego just running amok in your spiritual life. No. Let's savor. Let's digest. Let's become masters, shall we? Oh yeah, then you become dangerous. But you're running around reading 50 million things and you know a little bit about a lot of shit. That is a dangerous person. You know a little bit about a lot of stuff. That is so dangerous. With no depth, no integration. You see, when you read a book, that's like eating a meal. When you eat a meal, then what does your body do? It digests, it breaks down the food, it absorbs, it assimilates, it eliminates, it transforms, it transmutes, it uses it for energy. That's what you're supposed to do. Mimic nature in everything you do, because nature is wise, nature cannot lie. So if you do with books and everything that comes into your brain, the same thing your body is doing with food, you would never be confused. Never. May, I'm still a spiritual baby. May, guess what? So am I. So am I. Now, let's go further into the symbology of the magician. Now, and I've been in this for about 10 years. Girl, May, let me tell you something. You're probably going to be in this for about 10 eons, because I haven't seen anybody evolve spiritually without eons. They say Christ had at least 2,000 incarnations, maybe more. Eons. Think in terms of eons, not years. Beautiful. Hey, where am I? I don't know. Who cares? It's right now. That's where I'm here, right now. Release time. Time is not relative in your spiritual walk. It's not necessary. No need to look at time. Right? I love the nails, Kevin. And guess what, Kevin? I'm so mad because one popped off the other day. I'm so mad. But yes, she killed these nails. She killed these nails. Child, let me tell you something, Kevin. I will scratch a... Let me stop. I started to go somewhere else. Back to the tarot. We started to go to sex magic. But anyway. Let's go back to the magician. I am so out of control. I'm very extra. So if you have never seen me, Kevin just brought out something in me. If you've never seen me before, I'm very extra. You don't know what I'm going to say. That's Reverend Val. Okay? I ain't changing for nobody. I was born like this. And I invite you to be your whole self. I invite you to be your whole self, right, man? I can't be nobody else. I'm not trying. Now, let's go deeper. Why does the magician have red roses in the arbor, a red robe, red roses, and he has a white tunic, white linen tunic. This is the tunic of many magicians. They wear a white linen tunic, practicing their magic. He's probably in a circle. And white lilies. So we have this recurring red, white, red, white. As above, so below. As below, so above. Red, white. Red for the passion, the fire. You've got to bring the fire. White for the purity. So whenever you see red and white in the tarot, you know likely, at least in Rider-Waite Smith, red, fire. It's bringing the passion, the liveness, right? The oomph, the fire, bring it. And white for the pristine, the pure, the innocent, the holy, the sacred, okay? You need both. You need fire and spice and innocence and holiness and sacredness. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Next, with the magician, he's in an arbor. He's in nature. This is critical for you in your magical practice. You cannot do magic aside from nature. Excuse me. Get in nature more. Be in nature more. I'm actually bringing more nature into my spiritual space. More plants. I have some beautiful plants. I have a beautiful bamboo plant right now. I love, 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 love bamboo. My God, I love bamboo. It's so lucky. It's so beautiful. I love the East. I love feng shui. I love all of it. So bamboo is really big for me. It brings a lot of good fortune. Now let's look at the gilded magician. He does not have the lemniscate. And by the way, I want to say something about the gilded tarot, the magician. You can see that he's still working with the elements, and you can see that he has a molecule. So he is down to the molecular level of creation. Isn't it powerful? Look at his face. And whenever you look at a magician, you are going to see pure will. See, it's going to go how he says it's going to go. It's going to go how she says it's going to go. He, she, whatever the case may be. Trust me, you are not going to be able to stop the magician. Power! How does this relate to your money? Are you a victim when it comes to your money, or are you in power? Choose one, because you can only be one. Pick one! You can either be in power. I'm responsible for that, because power and responsibility go together. I'm responsible for that. I'm going to take responsibility for that. I'm going to invest in this. I'm going to make this decision, and I'm going to take full responsibility for my financial life. I'm going to stop complaining about banks. I'm going to stop complaining about Bitcoin. I'm going to stop complaining about them, they, there. I'm going to stop complaining about how much my electric energy exchange is. We don't do bills. We do energy exchanges. I'm going to stop complaining about how expensive things are. Great, they're expensive. Make more money. Great, things are expensive. It's an invitation for you to step it up and make more money. That's all. Invite more abundance, expand your consciousness. That's all. Now, will. The magician is all about will. Do you see the hands? The hands are creating. Let's go to the magician in the feng shui deck. Now, I love the depiction of the magician in the feng shui deck, because look how he's dancing. He looks like a dancing woolly master. Look how he's dancing. He's dancing. This is a dance of creation, co-creation with the universe, manifestation. This is a dance. Next, he has a black tortoise above his head. He has a green dragon. He has a red phoenix. He has a white tiger. Doesn't he look so harmonious with his whole, you can not almost even tell where the dragon begins and he ends, or the tiger seems to be part of his tunic. Look at that. Look at his belt. Look at what's on his breastplate. He has a breastplate, also known as a lamen, something that, a protective device that magicians wear, that is also from the Bible, because God told Aaron to make a lamen breastplate with 12 jewels on it. Crystals. Crystals are all through the Bible, but if you talk to the church people, they will run from crystals. Okay? They will run from crystals. Very afraid of crystals. No need. Next, let's look at the Spellcaster's Tarot. Here again we have channeling heaven energy with his wand to the earth, Shazam over his head, in the nature, in the elements, the serpent. He has an outdoor altar. He has all 4 of the elements on his altar. Let's go back to feng shui. Why is that? Because church is not for occult people. Church is kindergarten. Church is appropriate for the masses. When you are seeking higher wisdom and higher knowledge, you're going to go beyond the church, I promise you. Church is for kindergarten. That's all. There's nothing wrong with church. I love church. It's beautiful. I never went into a church I didn't love. I love all churches. They're just for kindergartners. That's all. Well, you cannot become spiritually mature and be tied to a church. You're going to still keep doing whatever they do in the religion, because the religion is forming your consciousness. The religion is controlling your consciousness. Religion, if you don't graduate it, will become a problem. You're supposed to graduate. Are you still supposed to be in kindergarten when you're 8? Are you still supposed to be? Is anything wrong with kindergarten? No, it's great. We loved it. We loved kindergarten. We had the fat crayons and the big round scissors. Yay. And we thought we were cutting shit, and we wasn't, because the paper just went like that when you tried to cut something, right, with your scissors. Because they didn't cut that. They didn't cut shit. After a while, you'd be like, wait a minute, I really want to cut something. But I got these big ass round scissors. They don't cut shit. What? What gives? Oh, no. We don't have scissors in here. No, can I have scissors? No, you don't have scissors in here. And then you become the problem because you keep asking questions. Well, how come I can't have scissors? They're too sharp. It's dangerous. You don't want to touch that. I want to cut some shit. I want to create. How you going to create with no scissors? You got to cut things into a form to even bring it into manifestation. How you going to make cookie? Do you just put a whole big thing of dough in the oven? No, you form it and you get the little cookie cutter and you cut away. This is how you form. This is how you create. But they're not going to teach you how to create manifest, because they have to keep you dependent on them. That's okay. When you were 5, you had to be dependent on people. At 3, you had to be dependent on people because you didn't know anything, right? Especially that thick paper, right? The paper was just going right through the scissors, okay? Thank you for keeping me safe from myself. But after a while, I need to go to somebody that needs to teach me how to use scissors. After a while, I need someone to teach me how does shears work. And then after a while, pinking shears. And then after a while, a scalpel. See, because a master can use a scalpel, like a brain surgeon, like that doctor. What's that doctor? That black doctor who used to take twins apart. He can use that scalpel and master. But they don't give you a scalpel in kindergarten. And if they gave you a scalpel in kindergarten, it would be irresponsible, not to mention illegal. They're responsible, because none of us knew what to do with a scalpel when we were in elementary school. There must be an ascension. I know this is a long video. I don't care. There must be an ascension and a growth and a maturation and a evolution and an expansion in your consciousness to be able to handle things like blunt objects. And then let me see what Kevin says. And then a lot of times the pastors really put great emphasis and pressure on their church members, bringing more people to come out, but it's okay if you do it, don't go to church. Okay, absolutely. Because it's a system, right? It's a system for control. We understand that. And it does protect people. It protects a lot of people. Because if you don't know what's what, give you an example. This is what church is like. Church is like my 2-year-old grandbaby, Embry, okay? We tell her, she went to the outlet. No, Embry. No, don't touch. We're not going to explain electricity to Embry. She's 2. She's like, oh, okay. She goes to the next thing. She went to stick something in the socket. Curious. No, Embry. Don't do that. Okay. Here's a book. She goes to something else. Bobble something shiny. She goes to something else. If at 16, we're still telling you don't go near a socket, there's a problem. You should have mastered right use of electricity by the time you're 16. Now, you're not going to be an electrical engineer, but if you were going to be an electrical engineer, you could even keep going on that path. You should have mastered how to use fire by the time you're 16. You should have mastered, but no one taught you how to master universal law by the time you were 16. That's the only difference. Nobody told you how to master magic, but they taught you how to master electricity. That's the only difference. These are all energies, currents in the universe. You can master any of these energies if you wanted to. You just didn't know. Lastly, let's look at the magician of Morgan Greer and end with this. Once again, the lemniscate. Look at the determination. Look at the power. Look at the lemniscate over his head and the lemniscate holding his tunic, his robe and his tunic. Look at the red and the white. Look at the red cross. Look up Rosicrucian, the Rosy Cross. This is straight from the Rosicrucians. Look at the white lily of purity. Look at the 4 elements on the table with which he is using to create. Look at him outside under the sky. Look at this outdoor altar. Look at the nature. Look at the enclosure. He's in a circle. Look at the will, the determination, the power. Yeah. If you brought this to your financial world, I don't think there would be anything other than exactly the results that you want. That's it. And that's all today for the magician. Go to ValerieLove.com. I would love for you to join us in one of our programs, especially Money in the Vortex. Money in the Vortex. Money in the Vortex. Money in the Vortex. Come on, baby. You know how we do here. A billion-fold return to you and all our super chatters. Thank you for supporting us on the YouTube channel by being a member. If you're on your iPhone or your iPad and you don't see how you can join the channel, then go to a desktop and you'll be able to join. Also, if you click the little Patreon icon or you just go to Patreon Christian Witches, you can support the channel there with a monthly gift or a one-time gift, completely up to you, darling. I love you. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Peace. KAISI out. Woo! Witchy Wednesday. The magician. Yeah, baby.